Here's an interesting one I wonder if you have a take on. I'll be honest here. All we're doing to answer this question is like, hey, this is what we have observed work. Amazon's never going to release a very detailed guide of how to game BSR or how to get a choice badge because it's not within their best interest to have people game the system. But that being said, I know you have a lot of perspective on the brands that you work with. What have you seen work as far as getting Amazon choice badge?
Yeah, I'm actually curious to see your response to that too. The only thing that I've seen, and I'm unhappy that that's the only thing that I've seen, is that the more sales you get for a keyword, and I'm guessing is that if you have the most number of sales for that keyword amongst all the competitors, you get the Amazon's choice badge for that keyword. So let's say like you pull up the search results for unflavored electrolyte powder, the product that sells the most through that keyword gets the Amazon's choice badge. That's what I've seen. Some of the theory behind it comes from, I always have all the Amazon's choice badges for all my branded keywords. I have Amazon choice badges for some very long tail keywords. It's almost impossible to tell how much other people are selling from that keyword versus you. But what have you seen?
That is a really good question. And I have an observation that kind of almost gives me an I'm not even sure answer, unfortunately. So in this specific scenario, we actually were able to get an Amazon choice badge specifically through ASIN targeting. And how do I know this? Is because we got an Amazon choice badge. There was a particular like really high volume competitor that we did product targeting. We had a very unique position in the markets. We converted very, very well, even though they were technically a little bit cheaper. Like our product functioned better for like the actual purpose and intent of what people were using this for. And so we converted amazing on that product page. We converted terribly on the actual main keyword. Go figure, right? They were ranked for the main keyword. They got a ton of traffic for the main keyword. But when we targeted that keyword exact match, even phrase and broad a little bit, like we couldn't get traction, and like all traction came through the product page, and yet the product got an Amazon choice badge, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So through that, some of my observations have been product targeting works for indexing. Obviously, Amazon's making some correlation of keyword traffic there.
Well, you do see in the search report keywords coming from product targeting, right? Yeah.
Right. So it could have been that, but to be honest, most of our conversions happen on the product page. So it almost makes me wonder if Amazon's even just looking at the path to purchase through keywords. That would be a very complicated thing for them to have to calculate. I'm not saying that they can't or they don't factor it into their algorithm. But yeah, I mean, to your point, a lot of it is based on sales velocity conversion rates. Amazon is interested in like when someone searches for X thing, what would they want to purchase? And then they look at all the purchase intent, which to your point of like click-through rates, conversion rates, past the purchase, add to carts, all of that, like what ends up getting that conversion. And that's factored into a lot of things, including ranking, BSR, all of the above. So I'd say there's some impact there. That sort of interaction leads me to believe it may not be as cut and dry as we think. So
I have a question for you. Before and after getting the Amazon's choice badge, did you notice any significant improvement in sales?
There was a little, and I think it also depends on the keyword. For your point, if you're getting it for like a very long tail, like branded search, maybe not. If you're getting it for like a much more high volume search, you notice more of a bump. There is a bump. It's definitely not the same as when you get that like bestseller badge. That's like the holy grail.
The gold. Yeah, that's the, you basically found like a Dragon Ball or something,
No, absolutely.